Iraq has disintegrated. Little is exchanged between its three great communities, Shia, Sunni, and Kurds, except gunfire. The outside world hopes that a more inclusive government will change this, but it is probably too late. The main victor in the new war in Iraq is the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, ISIS, which wants to kill Shia rather than negotiate with them. Iraq is facing a civil war that could be as bloody as anything that we have seen in Syria and could go on for years. The crucial date in this renewed conflict is June 10, 2014, when ISIS captured Iraq's northern capital, Mosul, after 3 days of fighting. The Iraqi government had an army with 350,000 soldiers on which $41.6 billion had been spent in the 3 years since 2011. But this force melted away without significant resistance. Discarded uniforms and equipment were found strewn along the roads leading to Kurdistan and safety. The flight was led by commanding officers, some of whom changed into civilian clothes as they abandoned their men. Given that ISIS may have had as few as 1,300 fighters in its assault on Mosul, this was one of the great military debacles in history. Within 2 weeks, those parts of northern and western Iraq outside Kurdish control were in the hands of ISIS. By the end of the month, the new state had announced that it was establishing a caliphate reaching deep into Iraq and Syria. Its leader, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, said it was a state where the Arab and non-Arab, the white man and black man, the Easterner and Westerner are all brothers. Syria is not for the Syrians, and Iraq is not for the Iraqis. The earth is Allah's. People in Baghdad are used to shock after years of war, massacres, occupation, and dictatorship. But when Mosul fell, they could feel the ground shifting under their feet. Soon, ISIS fighters were only an hour's drive north of a capital in which the streets, normally choked with traffic, grew quiet as people stayed at home because they thought it too dangerous to go out. This was particularly true of Sunni districts such as Al-Adamiyah, on the east bank of the Tigris River, where young men rightly believed that if they passed through a checkpoint, they were likely to be arrested or worse. People watched television obsessively, nervously channel-hopping as they tried to tease out the truth from competing propaganda claims. The sense of crisis was made worse by the main government channel broadcasting upbeat accounts of the latest victories, though the claims were seldom backed up by pictures. Watch enough government television and pretty soon you would decide there is not a single member of ISIS in the country, said one observer.